I'm a mum of a teenager who has a black box in her car with Marmalade. I'm a fussy, particular mum, and I asked all my friends who've got slightly older children, what do you do? What's the process? And the name Marmalade just kept coming up and up and up. And my friends, who I perceive to be the most sensible and kind of, sort of couple that research everything, said Marmalade. So that's where we went. I think it's such a great idea, and I think all young people should be forced to have it. I think it should be law, to be honest, because we've seen the impact it's had on our 17-year-old who went straight from passing her test to driving to Heathrow that night. I think it's practical, it's sensible. Why not? I always say to her, remember, you're taking their lives into your hands, so drive really sensibly. And she gets really cross with me. But having observed her drive, I think, over the last 4 months, having passed her test and with her black box, I know how seriously she takes it. I know how competitive she is to keep her scores above 95% with her Marmalade black box. So actually, I trust her. So, yeah. I do. I notice just by observing around the town where we live, and even the road we live on is quite a wide road. And I would say to you, at least twice a week, I see a young driver in a souped up car, a male young driver, whizzing up at like 60 miles an hour, and it makes me furious and angry and worried. And also just because my daughter tells me that when she's been driving maybe a few groups together, a few guys together, and some girls as well, that the guys always drive really fast, that they show off round roundabouts. That worries me. And I have to be honest, I remember being an 18-year-old at school, going out with boys that had passed their test before I did, and they just used to drive so fast, and they used to do handbrake turns. And at that time I thought it was funny. But now as a mum, I just think absolutely not. It's just too risky. I get why boys do it. I understand that boys' and girls' brains are wired differently. But I just think, having spoken to some guys that have got their black box technology at 18, you can see a difference in their maturity. I would. Maybe I'm just like, I'm a bossy head teacher, so maybe that's why. But yes, I would, because actually I think of it, if I'm driving and I cause an accident and I, God forbid, kill somebody else's child or whatever, you live with that forever. That ruins your life, in my understanding and my mind. So yes, I definitely would. Just because I've had some actual conversations with the guy that owns the company, just through some work that I did, completely coincidentally, and I just thought he was so passionate about actually helping young people to drive sensibly, safely, at the best rate that he could offer it. So I really, really think the company is credible, and I'm trying to think of the word. People don't sort of think insurance companies are honest, do they? But my experience, and I don't know the people personally, but from the dealings I've had, I'd said that they're a real true family, small company, and I like that. I want to give my money to independent companies, not to great big concerns. I felt like we were clients that they knew our name rather than just one of millions. So that's what I liked about Marmalade. And I like the name.